A very good morning to you, dear listener, and welcome to Perspectives, a current affairs discussion program on iGate Radio 95.5 Star FM, Makudi, Benue State. We sincerely apologize for starting behind schedule. It is due to circumstances beyond our immediate control. Kindly bear with us. March 8 every year, that is tomorrow, is being marked as International Women's Day, and already activities for the International Women's Day have been ongoing around the world. And as Nigeria and Benue State join the global community in this observance, this is our focus on today's edition of the program, the International Women's Day Celebration 2025, a day which is set aside to recognize the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women around the world and also the issues bothering them. This is why we have chosen to focus on this issue today, also to make a call towards actions that will advance gender equality in every dimension of human life. How can we address the challenges facing women in Nigeria and in Benue State? I've been joined here in the studio by one of the women development worker, who is the executive director of Kaha Women and Children Development Foundation. Mrs. Joy Ijuo is our guest on Perspectives. Thank you very much for joining us, Mrs. Ijuo.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Mr. Nathaniel.
And happy International Women's Day 2025 to you.
Thank you very much. You can see me smiling.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, our second guest could not join us on the program. We apologize. We hope that two of us here, Mrs. Joe, myself, and of course with you, the listener out there, will be able to discuss the subject matter exhaustively. Later at 10 o'clock, we avail you the platform of the through which you can also listen to the engagement and, of course, phone in onto the program. Mrs. Joe, we are starting behind schedule, so let's begin right away. International Women's Day being observed. Help us understand the significance of this day to women around the world and here in Benue State.
Thank you very much for that question. Indeed, it's a great time for women, beginning from the 2020s. There has been a lot of focus and re-emphasis on this International Day for Women. It is not any other thing but to honor women worldwide, to celebrate women, to celebrate their achievements, to celebrate their wealth of experience, to celebrate their strengths. International Women's Day is actually celebrated on the 8th of March annually, like relevance and contribution to family, their contribution to the community, their contribution to nation building. In whatever way you look at it, they have contributed in one way or the other. So we are celebrating women, and the reason why it is celebrated annually is because we don't want to lose focus, we don't want to forget. Every year comes with its own theme, and so women all over the world, if you listen to the media, if it is social media or what have you, women are just being celebrated on the 8th of March every year. Thank you.
Anyway, for we at iGate Radio here, we celebrate women every day, not just on the 8th of March. And of course, that is why we have chosen to celebrate you today as well.
I agree, absolutely.
All right. Now, let's look at the theme for the observance this year, the International Women's Day theme this year, which talks about accelerate action. What action is this theme speaking to, accelerating as it concerns women around the world, and of course here in Nigeria, and particularly in Benue State?
Yes, the theme for this year, like you just mentioned, is accelerate action. And when you say accelerate action, it goes on to say for women, for girls, their rights, equality, and empowerment. So accelerate, when you say accelerate, what do we mean? It means to quicken, to fasten, to hasten, to push forward. If you are doing it small, you have to push, you have to be very vigorous towards gender equality. If as individual, you're doing something for a woman that you know, we are only saying you should accelerate and go beyond the normal rhetorics of just talking and not doing. Now, if as an NGO we're saying, and even on the side of government have a lot to do. So we're saying individually, organizationally, and as government, as a people of Nigeria, as a people of Benue, whatever we've been doing for women in the past, that is positive, not just doing anything, positive impact on the life of women. We are saying we should accelerate such action. It could be economically. Yes, women are known to be very industrious. So the enabling environment have to be created by the government. We talk about insecurity in a place like Benue State. If as a woman you have to sell or go to a village market to do your business and there is no security, you agree with me that such a business will not thrive. It will not thrive. If you live with your family in a place where all your income is dependent on where there is no security, it means the family, which is the focus of any community, it will disintegrate. The child will go his way, the mother will go his way, the father will go his way, all in a bid to running away from insecurity. And in such a place, you can discover and agree that economically, that kind of community, that kind of family will not thrive. They will not grow. What about education? If your children will have to school in a community or in an area where there is no security, nothing can happen. The schools will close down. Even mothers need education. If they are working to get education formally or informally, whichever way it is, they need security. So it's an all-embracing issue. The government have its part to play. We as individuals have our parts to play. And as NGOs, we also have our roles to play. But we are only saying we should accelerate that action. Let it not just be word of mouth. Let it not just be proclamation. Because every year, the UN give us a theme, we say it, and end up doing nothing about it as people, as a people. So this year we are saying we should move on and do the needful. Thank you.
Anyway, let's hope this year's experience will be different to accelerate the action, as you mentioned, in diverse ways. Now, your organization, the Okaha Women and Children Development Foundation, has been working with women over the years. What are some of the key challenges of facing women that you have encountered working with them?
There are a lot of challenges. Working with women haven't really been easy because the challenges women face, they are quite numerous. They are very, very numerous. One of them that readily comes to my mind is this challenge about gender-based violence. We keep having increasing number, even though the awareness is going out on there. The number of women who face gender-based violence, whether domestic or even in offices, it keeps increasing. It's a great challenge because to the extent that marriages are falling apart, homes are falling apart, women's rights is being infringed upon, and we are not seeing an end to this violence. It's a huge challenge. Another challenge I see that women face is about their reproductive health. And that is why government comes in. Everything about women's health starts and ends with the government infrastructure. So where you don't have hospitals, you don't have good primary health care for women to utilize, it means their health will be in jeopardy. So their reproductive health have a lot of challenges that needs concern from the government side. What about the issue of advocacy? Women are not able to concretely advocate and get response or get implementation We keep saying we want policy change, we want policy direction from here to there, but we discovered that over the years, it's just lip service. Implementation of such advocacy, which should be at top gear on implementation, have really not come to play. Women also face a lot of financial challenges. Finance, because most women are married to men who do not give them the opportunity to thrive, the opportunity to escalate the God-given intellect they have. They are being checkmate as of issues because they do not have the. And so these are the issues that as an organization, we are encouraging women at whatever level you are, start something so that at the end of the day, whatever you start, and if you do it well, it will grow, and you from there you can be able to take care of your family, your extended family, even your community, neighbors and friends. So those are the challenges, some challenges that women face in a nutshell. They are enormous, but little by little we can do something about them to see how we can reduce them to a barest minimum, because that is one of our mission, that is our vision, to see that women are thriving. Women are not ignorant in the issue of health. They know and can get access to quality health service. And then when it comes to finance, they are also able to thrive, and it is prioritized. So those are the challenges we see women facing.
All right. Now, you mentioned the increasing level of gender-based violence. What kind of actions would you recommend that are suitable towards addressing the increasing gender-based violence, as you mentioned?
There are a lot of things to this. One, as an organization, we have involved ourselves in creating a lot of awareness so that people know that it is not the best option. In any way you're looking at it, violence in any form, whether man or woman to children, is not the best option. And I want to say categorically that because of the situation we even find in the country, most people are not even strong. So if you engage in a fight or any form of violence with anybody, the person drop dead, you are held responsible. So we have taken the direction of creating awareness. Happily, for Benue State, we have the VAP law that we try to see how people can know the content of the VAP law. That VAP law condemns so many actions that people just carelessly do to women without knowing. So on our part, we try to let them know these are the contents of the VAP law, this is what you will do, and it will cost you consequences. So the consequence, the perpetrator, we just might try to ensure that everybody knows what it is and you're on the right path. Though the awareness may not go everywhere. But what we try to see is we disseminate this information even to the grassroots. We call on stakeholders at the grassroots so that they know and then they inform their networks wherever they are. Now, even to the point of IDP camps, a lot of violence is being perpetrated against women and girls. So our own part is to make sure that people know about the law, people know the consequence of their action, so that when the law comes against you or the law comes calling on you, you do not say you don't know, because ignorance of the law is not an excuse. That is all I know. It is not an excuse. So on our part, we let people know what the consequences of all those evil perpetrated against women and girls. Little as it may be, it is against the law. You are doing something that is against humanity. So it's a humanitarian law that people need to know about. We have domestic violence in the homes, where you see parents throwing law to the wind. People are supposed to be compatible before they marry, but these days you discover that they are married today, tomorrow the house is turned into a fighting ball or a wrestling field, even where the children are. So there are so many forms of violence that is perpetrated against women that we are saying we do not want, and we to the whole world so that whatever you're doing that you know that the law will come against you, it is better to stop it, as long as it is gender against a girl or a woman.
All right. The past administration in the state did enacted a law to forbid harmful widowhood practices against women, and as well the VAP law, which has been domesticated. Are these instruments not addressing these challenges of facing the women? You would say, or what are the areas that we need to tighten if there are loose ends?
Yes, talking about the areas to tighten, like I said, we have laws, the normal Nigerian code, the penal code, and all that. This VAP law is domesticated in Benue State, and it has been simplified, so simple that everybody can read and understand it. The area that needs to be tightened when it comes to the VAP or any of this law is implementation. Implementation is very, very difficult. For example, we have forced widowhood practice. We have issues of inheritance, widow cleansing. We have exclusion or stigma. When I say stigma, I mean a woman's husband died, they stigmatize you and call you names and say you're the one that killed your husband, to see a woman who will want her husband, her breadwinner, the father of her children, killed or dead. So all these are practices that happen in our communities. Most times it happens in the rural community, and the people, even sometimes you see women encouraging all those practices, where a woman's husband will die and they will have to bat the husband and tell you as a widow to drink the water. All those small things are embedded in the VAP law. But because in most states we do not have the family court that addresses those specific lawlessness, people just do them and get away with them. And we do not encourage that. And that is why, you see, to make it very easy for people to understand and disseminate, this VAP law we are talking have been reduced to different languages. Like in Benue, I'm aware that we have it in Tiv language. I'm aware we have it in the Idoma language. We have it in Igede language. We have it in Pidgin English and normal English. So that if you cannot read one, you read one. So at the end of the day, you will not say because you do not know anything about that law. So people are encouraged to find it. You can even Google it and see it. And if you do not know where you can get it, organizations like ours are here to provide it for you, so that you go through them one after the other and see the consequences of doing what you should not do. Actually, you can see that women have faced a lot of issues. Denial of custody is one of them. Mourning for rituals and all that. So women have faced a lot. And for Benue State, we are happy that the law has been domesticated. But because the courts are not there implementing the VAP the way it should, which we are encouraging, when this is done and you have a perpetrator being punished according to the VAP law, or even the penal code, then people will begin to sit up. People will begin to sit up and know the right and wrong and what they will do that will cause grave consequences to human and especially the women and the girls.
All right, let's move away from the challenges a bit now and talk about the achievements of women, especially that this is a day we celebrate women.
Yeah.
Let's look at the areas that you think women have made substantial contribution to nation building. What are some of these areas you would like to point out?
Yeah, over the years, we have very great women who have made Nigeria proud. Very great women in the past. Even if you want to begin with somebody like Mary Slessor, so many things have been named after such women. I cannot talk about the women's role in the community if I do not start from the family. Do you know that for all the people who make up a nation, they came from women, they come from family? Pregnancy alone for 9 months, giving birth is not easy. So women have tried, starting from the family level. We have very great women in Nigeria. I can name so many of them. One that readily comes to my mind is somebody like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Today, we speak so much about her. She's the first woman and African woman who lead in the World Trade Organization today. She has done so much pride to Nigeria. She has done so much pride to womanhood. She is somebody we want to reckon with. We have a woman who spoke and defended the health sector in this country, in the person of Dora Akunyili. Most of us, if we look back and focus and remember all that she did during her tenure as the DG of NAFDAC, were abolished, they were chased after, and it never thrived. The market, the pharmaceutical industry where fake drugs was thriving were eliminated during her time. She was a woman and she did a lot. We have other African women in other African countries like Johnson Sirleaf Ellen. She was the first female president in Africa. That's Liberia, if I recall.
Yes.
Yes, Liberia. She's a woman. And you see that her tenure brought peace, her tenure brought stability, her tenure unified the different tribes in Liberia. If you remember, there used to be so much war, so much crisis, intertribal, intercommunal crisis in Liberia then. But when Ellen Johnson Sirleaf came, she did a lot to unify the whole country. And we know that her reign was blessed by God because she did very well as a woman. And we also have so many young women who are Nobel Prize winners or laureate winners. They advocate for girls. We have this very young girl in one Asian country, I can't remember, who talks very greatly about the education of girls. She focuses so much on
Malala Yousafzai.
Very good. Thank you very much. That's her name. Very,
Yes.
very correct. That's her name. She's a very young girl. That is somebody who is doing us proud. And you agree with me that if she's starting very well at this age, when she grows to be a woman, she can only do better. She can just do better. So I can go on and on. Women have really not failed us. They have tried in nation building. They have tried, even when you go to the banking industry, you see that there are so many women who are managers of banks that are doing well. In fact, I was somewhere recently, everything just seemed that. A woman that came from Kaduna now said, the pastoral center in Kaduna is being manned by a woman and they are doing very well. Why is it different in our state, in Benue State? That for every establishment, every place you give a woman to run, they always do well. They excel in what they are doing. They concentrate and put in their best. So I can go on and on, but I know very well that women have done a lot of achievement. Even in Benue State, we have women who are parliamentarians. We have women in Benue State House of Assembly, in the Senate, who are all doing us proud in one way or the other. So for such kind of women who are doing well, of course, in every setup, you may have one or two persons who may not be getting it wrong.
Yes.
But on the general lookout, we just want to say we encourage such women to keep doing the good they are doing. They should not relent, and other people should look at them as good standard for them to emulate, and then emulate them, practice the good things they are doing so that your name will be out there ringing for the whole world to call you to.
All right. We'll come back. Dear listener, if you're just tuning in, you are listening to Perspectives on Agate Radio 95.5 Star FM, Makurdi, Benue State. We are discussing International Aid. It's an annual observance, and tomorrow will be observed as International Women's Day. So you can also participate on the program by phoning in on the number 0814-335-9292. The number once again is 0814-335-9292. But that will be at 10 o'clock when we'll start taking your calls. The SMS line through which you can also participate on the program is 0912-699-9404. The line once again is 0912-699-9404. It's also available on WhatsApp. And if you are sending your message, please remember to include the full name, of course, your address, where you are sending your message from. Log on to our website on www.iGateRadioTV.com to listen to us and access other content of iGate Radio as well. We're available on Radio Garden and on social media platforms where our content is streaming. You may also download the iGate Radio and TV app from Google Play Store, which avails you the platform of the television online, the newspaper, as well as radio. Please join us to be a part of the iGate Radio family and, of course, this ongoing conversation. Now, Mrs. Ejo, you talked about the contributions of women to nation building, and most was within maybe the political domain. To your knowledge, are there any challenges women are facing in terms of political participation in the country?
In all spheres, when you talk about science, they are there. In sports, they are there. They make remarkable achievements in various fields, despite facing so many historic challenges or systemic failures. And one of these is political failure. Women, when you go for elections, you'd see that women are the greater number of the persons that vote. And women will come out, whether old or young, and try to see how they can put people in position. Over the years, they have tried themselves to see how they can come up politically to make a mark or to make a name for themselves, but they've been hindered by one way or the other. Some, it's because of the finances. That's the high rate of money you have to pay before you can get a position. They do not have the wherewithal. We have discovered men connive to see that women are not there. They keep saying it's their turn, it's their turn. Yes,
Okay,
they connive.
men connive.
They connive. They will say it's not your turn, wait for the next dispensation. And you discover that by the next time that dispensation is coming, they have already formed gangs, they form cliques, and it still end up being a man. That is what we've been seeing over and over the years. It has not been easy for women. It's really, really very challenging. You see, the political situation in a place like Nigeria is not easy for women. Men come out very late to attend meetings. Women may not be able to. Because in African culture, as a woman, you should be in your home. You should be taking care of your family. You should be taking care of the home front, your children. Excuse me. And if you're supposed to be at home and the men are out there plotting, strategizing about how they can get a political appointment, the woman is not there, you will see that you will not be gamed. By the time you come, it's already too late. You are not going to be having opportunity to say or to raise your voice to counter anything they have planned during the night where you were not. So women are disadvantaged. When you even come to see the way they plan for politics, they are really, really disadvantaged. Then the financing, they do not have it to go around giving people. For politics today, it is about money bag. The last election that happened in Nigeria, the presidential election, I'm sure you must have heard how money bags were rolled out just to get candidates to represent political party. How many women have those kind of funding? How many women have that resources to give out, to bribe people, to make people vote them? Most women that you see today, it is because they have built themselves up academically and otherwise. And so It is what they have inbuilt in them that have taken them to where they are, not because they have money or they have resources. So women are challenged politically and they have not been given a say. You see, even in the parliament today, the few women you have there, there are really very few to start with. And today you hear this crisis, that crisis against women, which of our country and forge ahead and not fighting ourselves politically. Anybody that is qualified should be given opportunity. That's what we feel. And that's why we talk about equality for gender. That is what we are saying, that we should accelerate all the issues or all the processes that will make for good country, for good community, for good family shape. That is just what we are saying. The equality we're talking about, once it has to do with opportunity. When a woman is qualified, why not give her the opportunity? Do not stop her because she's a woman or because she's a girl. Don't look at women as a weaker vessel because they have inbuilt strength that you may not recognize or you may not realize. So women are able to, they've been able to in the past, they are still able to, and they will still be able to do whatever it is that a man can do.
All right.
Yeah.
We will dive deeper into this issue of getting the women to participate. And like you mentioned, I was wondering how the men connive to scheme women out. But it is always the women, the argument in public domain is that even when one of their own contests for elections, they, the women, do not support their own. Is it true? Because you accuse the men. Incidentally, the second guest who wants to join you is a man who perhaps if he were here would have made a submission. But let me have your thoughts why women do not support their own politically. This is the argument in public domain. Anyway.
Yes. That argument is always there because I remember the case of that woman.
That's Sarah Jubri, the famous story.
And you know, people
we
keep
hear.
recalling that incident because actually it happened. It happened, but the issue is that if you're a woman and you know you want to go into politics, you have to start from your own enclave, start from your own circle. Let your women know, because the case against Sarah Jibri was that people did not even know. She did not campaign to any women. So for women, if you want something, talk to your women. They are not stupid, they are not foolish. They should be able to reason out with you. If you are qualified, why not say a good thing about her? Because we are all humans. The man that is going out there, what makes you think you'll be better off than the woman who is equally qualified? So it's not a case of saying women are not working for themselves. Even men, there are men who do not support their own male folk. So this thing is vice versa. It is a human tendency, it's a human nature. Me, I don't feel that this is specific to women. Yes, people say women talk a lot, they backbite, amebo and all this, but that is where we as NGO come in. See, let me tell you, if you're a woman and you're very busy, you're doing entrepreneurship work, you are training other women under you, you're training girls under you to do something, where do you have that time to go and backbite? Where will you have the time to gossip? You will see that the 24 hours you have is not even enough to do the work you have to do. So you will not have that time. So for women, let us see how we can build ourselves. Women are our pride. That is the truth about it. We should care for ourselves. When I say care for ourselves, care for the next woman who is with you, who is not able in one way or the other. But when you find a woman who you think and is going to be able to represent us, why not? Please go for her. I encourage that 100%. That is why we are out today. It is our day. And we are making people to reason on so many things that has to do with the woman. First, let us disaggregate. Women's voices should be heard, but should be heard for the right thing. That's what I keep saying. Our voices should be heard for the is wrong. Anything God's word say is wrong is wrong. That is the focus. So our coming together is very important because the more the merrier. The more the merrier. So this day is dedicated for us women to celebrate ourselves, to come together and let ourselves know that we are super women. And it is a worthy cause. For me, it is a worthy cause. And The ability to rebuild ourselves as individuals, women, lies in our hands. So what skill do you have as a woman that you want to share with another woman? Even the politics we are talking about is a skill. There's a way they go about it. I'm not good politically, know how to front for politics. Share and mentor another woman. Share to another woman. Get younger women and mentor them. That is the line of thought why International Women's Day is being celebrated. It is not a day to come and say you want to contest for this, you are thinking you are too beautiful, you are too this, you are too learned. No, 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 no. We cannot bring ourselves down. We are past the era of a woman bringing another person down. If you see positive things in a woman, encourage her, pray for her, encourage her to go to the top and be the best that she can be. So me, I don't feel that women should not support themselves. We should always do that and do it rightfully and within the ambit of the law.
Very well. You talked about financial challenges facing the women as well.
Yeah.
What has let's dive deeper into that. What are some of the barriers to women's economic empowerment in our society?
The barriers are much. You see, I told us before, it's difficult to see women as more use. Most of the time you see that it is the head of the family that will want to use that resources. And they want to satisfy themselves before they give to the women. Women are not economically buoyant because, to start with, there are so many factors limiting you as a woman. You give birth, you have to stay in the house for some years, some months, before you even start going out to pursue business or to do anything. In the workplaces, juicy positions are not given to women in most cases. So they have limited barrier. When it comes to education too, they have so many challenges that weigh them down, why they are not able to spring up educationally. There are women that want to get to the bar of their career, cannot to get to the top. And so those that are fronting and are able to access finance, you see that they shoot themselves up there. And then the women, because of the limiting earning powers or earning income they have, they are not able to compete favorably with their male counterpart. There are a few women, of course. I will not say, like if you go to the southeast, southwest, women are working very hard. But in a place like Benue, we don't even have so many enterprises that can encompass women. Most of the time is just individual as women here, because the country now is very, very difficult. It's difficult to get money. And so for women, finance, very, very limited access. And then the home front, the health issues, other things, other solutions, other things. So we want to see how we watch out for these little things and encourage women. And so many international organizations come here with their efforts. Those efforts are geared towards helping women to be economically vibrant. Start a business, start learning how to sew, start doing this, start that. Those are the things that they have been helping our women, and honestly, they've been trying a lot. But our own internal government too need to add their efforts to what international partners are doing, so that women can leverage on all these opportunities and spring up, so that economically they can be vibrant. You know, when you do not have money, you have a limited say. Anything people are talking about, you are limited because you cannot speak where you do not have resources to support. For example, if we are supporting a launch now and you don't have anything to support, you will just be like an onlooker. Those people that have will be the one raising their hands, and if you don't have, you don't have anything to say. But that shouldn't be. We should give equal opportunity to everybody, whether you're a girl child, you're a boy child, you're a woman. What we are saying is that human rights, who are for Nigerians especially, and even Africans.
All right. Now, they stay on these barriers, especially for the women in the rural communities in Benue State. How can individuals and even corporate organizations support women entrepreneurs in their small scale businesses at a basic level?
household. So what I think the community can do is to create opportunities, and not discriminate against women. Yes, we know that there are limited jobs, there are limited opportunities. When there's a call for employment, you discover that most persons would prefer to employ a male than a female. Why? They feel women are weaker. They feel that as a woman, you'll be asking for maternity leave. That will take you out of the job for maybe 3 months or 6 months in a year. And if it's a private organization, they may not want that. So that's another limiting factor. Maternity leave. You'll be coming to the office with your child, you'll be crying for us, we'll not be able to focus on the work we're doing. Those are things that we see and hear every time. So, but opportunities should be created for everybody, knowing the limiting factors. If we understand these limiting factors against the women and leverage on them and see how we can build on it to make for a better community or a better workplace for a woman, we should leverage on it. We should not keep putting the woman down. They cannot do this, they cannot do this. They have factors that they have factors that are limiting them. If we continue like that, it means the women will not have the opportunity. That is why today we are saying we should accelerate action to create that equality, equal opportunity for both male and female. So, if you have resources to distribute, consider the women, consider the men. But we should give equal opportunity to everybody so that you can leverage and see how the best of the girl can be. Given that, there will be no failure at all.
All right. Dear listener, it's about time now for us to engage with you, but that will be after this short breather. Please stay with us. Welcome back from that short break, and thank you for staying with us. If you are just tuning in, you are listening to Perspectives on Agit Radio, 95.5 Star FM Makudi. We are discussing the International Women's Day 2025. You can phone in on the number 0814-335-9292. Once you connect with us, we would like to know your full name and where you are calling from. Then you make your submission. Please keep it very brief. Good morning and welcome to Perspectives.
Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Nathan.
Thank you for joining us.
My name is Tefa S.T. Kiluke, calling from KN Kano, northwest part of Nigeria this morning.
All right. Go ahead, Tefa.
Okay. International days have to be celebrated and awareness has to be created. Your guest in the house has highlighted numerous challenges that are facing women in the society. To me, we have gone away those days that women being neglected in the society, even in the election time come when a woman contests, some people will want your quota contribute. But now we have passed that way. Me, I'm encouraging the worldwide get charge, and most positions should be given. I think by doing that, we carry them along. There is not every time they were. So to me, that is my contribution this morning. Thank you and God bless you.
Okay, thank you, Tifa. Appreciate you for calling in. Okay. Tifa says women should be given the 35% affirmative action. It's all right. Hello, good morning. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program.
I want to thank the for the program. And where the area I want to comment is that women are so special in our society and our country. And although there's a lot of challenges women are facing, but I want to encourage women that as they are marking their date tomorrow, I want to encourage them that no matter how small they are, like what they are doing, it's too small, but they should keep up. They should not be tired them to grow our society, grow peaceful in our society. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Tifa. TV. For joining us.
Good morning, Nathaniel.
Thank you, sir.
I salute your guests in
Yes.
the house.
We join my guest in salute. I'm fine, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
That's right. I want to commend you for the wonderful programs you usually introduce for the public to
Thanks.
contribute.
Thanks for your encouragement, sir.
There is a particular question you asked our guest, and I think either she didn't understand you or they technically dodged the question. How do we break the barriers that are limiting women in their participation to our social growth in the rural areas? I think how do we get to the women in the rural areas and help them come on board with those in the urban areas? That's the question you asked, and she didn't give a thought to it.
Yeah, maybe you want to, speak to that, sir, if you may.
Yeah. Yes. She should tell us how women in the rural areas can be brought on board to contribute to the social development of our society. That's the question you asked.
Okay, sir.
She didn't answer that question.
Anyway, we were wondering whether you also have your own insights from your point of view to add to her voice here.
Yes, there is. You know, when we were growing up in the villages, women used to have what they call the communal efforts, coming together to form cooperative societies, contributing money to help themselves grow economically. Our mothers had their own, small farms, and our fathers never had their eyes on those little farms. They belong to the women. Today, women have jettisoned all those practices and are looking for what is coming from the urban areas to make a living. So women should be encouraged at the rural level to pay more attention to their farms than chasing politicians here and there. There's nothing in the urban areas that is not coming from the rural areas. So those women should know their worth and pursue that as much as possible. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you. We appreciate your contribution, sir. Thanks so much.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Can I speak to her?
Yes, we'll just note it. Let's engage joining us.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good morning, the guest in the studio.
Good morning.
My name is Timothy Dogo. I'm calling behind that great production.
Okay, Timothy.
Today is Women's Day. I celebrate women. I mean tomorrow.
What activities are happening already? Just go ahead, Timothy.
Yes.
Yes.
As soon as tomorrow is going to be my birthday too. To celebrate them. I feel so very happy that day. I celebrate my mother because she was very hardworking. And let us look about these women who are widows. Like my mother, she was a widow. I see how she suffered a lot. The, my advice to women is that let them unite themselves. Let them have a meeting. Like my mother, in my community, when I was coming back, I bought it. She discovered the wrapper was the same uniform that they were using in their women's meeting. So it was like a miracle to me and my mother. Well, she left, she died, but she may so rest in peace.
Amen.
So, yeah. So I celebrate men.
All right.
I wish them, happy long life.
Thank you very much, Timothy. We appreciate you for calling in. Thanks
Thank you, sir.
for your contribution. You are a women's man. Tomorrow is your birthday on International Women's Day. Gathering the women to celebrate with you will be fine, like you mentioned. Thank you so much. 0814-335-9292. The SMS line is 0912-699-9404. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on Perspectives.
Mr. Jonathan, good morning.
Thank you, sir. Nathaniel is the name.
Oh, Nathaniel, sorry, then.
Yes.
Odode calling you.
Thank you, Deode. Where are you reaching us from?
I'm reaching from my home there in Abuja.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Deode.
I was paying much of my attention to all the radio today, since yesterday, to hear their reactions over their women. They must handle their treatment. I've never heard something positive, and I begin to ask myself one or two questions. What is really going on? And who do you think that would be the drum for the women? Especially, I'm so much interested in what is going on in the National Assembly right away. Despite that as soon as that pronouncement was made that yesterday, women will arise up from the street all over the state supporting their women. Is it because she's from Kogi State? Whatever that happened to one happened to all. So where are the place of the women? And they are quiet. Then we are talking about them, politics coming to this, coming to that, thereabout. I think the women, they are just being hypocritical in their attitude toward themselves. They have the power, they have the resources, they have the everything is in their hand. Do you know that a woman can remove this country today and turn this country to a place and stand still? I can use the Rwanda as an example. But I want to come back home and ask them. I want the women who are listening to us, their own place that they can place an assistance to their fellow women that have been really covered by men in the National Assembly. Look at the 2013, the numbers of women we have there. Go down to 2019, the number of women we have there. Come down to this very 2024, the numbers of women we have there. And it will get to a point that gradually we may not have any single women representing any of the constituencies in the National Assembly in the state. What are the women doing about that? Why are they quiet? Why are they not talking about themselves? They are just waiting for men, and they want an equal. Nobody will give them the room if they don't push by themselves. I'm looking at them, and they're coming down to here in Abuja, and everywhere is quiet. Everywhere is quiet. Nobody is talking at that. That woman is lamenting and go forward.
Anyway,
and as the case is going on. So that is what I'm just trying to say. So
okay.
In the summary of it is that women should wake up for themselves.
Okay.
Nobody will fight for them. They should fight for themselves. I wish you the best, my dear. I am very, very, very optimistic that one day things will change you. I am not too quite happy, but I'm optimistic that one day things will change.
All right. Thank you
so much.
Odode, we appreciate your submission. Thanks for calling. Yeah. women to wake up and fight for themselves, but the fight should not must not necessarily involve going to the street. For instance, today women are on the street, but it's an advocacy for their day. So all the same, we appreciate your submission. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. Morning, sir. Okay, go ahead, Mark.
Thank you so much. I'm saying congratulations to the fellow women as they mark their international day.
You are not a woman, so you cannot be. Anyway, you are a product of a woman. So if you want to say fully women, that's fine. Mark, go ahead.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. The topic discussing this morning, I think I may like to give my advice to the women that they should package themselves. Because if you don't tell somebody that you are there, nobody will know that you are there. I think in leadership style, the women have the ability and the capacity to rule. But for them to come out and say we are here, it has been difficult to them. And the one thing I discover in women is that they have a mockery aspect within themselves. You know, when a woman comes to rise for a political position, mostly as we are in a democratic ruling, even the women used to mock their colleagues. So it is not good. I'm trying to say that in leadership style, if you see, women have the soft mind to even do the right thing without discrimination on anybody. But when it comes to them to show, it is difficult for them to support themselves. So if you see, when you go to a compound, this is the worst mistake they used to do, the common mistake. If you go to a compound and you begin to ask who is around, they will be there, but they will tell you that nobody is around. It is only us, we the women. So are they not human beings that they used to refer that there is nobody, it's only them? It is very, very unfair. So I'm rather advising them to package themselves so that even the men will know that the women are there. And for the government part, I believe that the government should make this very day special for the woman. They should organize.
Hello, Mark.
Women will see this day as a special day for them. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate you. But the day is an international one. It's not just about government alone. Already it is recognized globally. So what other special thing can be done more than setting it aside every year? Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Nathaniel.
Thank you.
I regard your guest in the studio.
We thank you.
My name is Ibrahim Akura, a video person from Banku, Bakiabo, Ogod, aka the Wonderful Guy.
Okay.
First and foremost, I want to join millions of people globally to say happy Women's Global Day in advance. I want to channel my ability this morning in this way, that the relationship that we enhance peace, development, growth, etc., so that they will be developing themselves, not looking down by themselves. If they are doing like that, nobody is there to do it for them. So let them put it on their shoulders, that they are there to do it before another person can help them out. Having said that, I want government to create a neighboring environment to know the challenges of women in order to help them in terms of even education and other things. And I want those that are a widow, let them look up and not look down. Looking upon people to help them out, it will not help them. So let them try in order to God will come upon them.
Appreciate you, Ibrahima. Thanks for calling in. Okay, we hope the women should also call in because it is their day. Let the men not just dominate before the women will start crying that we are dominating their day. So,
Nathaniel.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes. I'm Takuluku Anyamazinga, calling from Abese Bayon, Boko local government.
Okay, good to have you, Takuluku.
Yes. is grateful and commendable, recognizing globally this day. And we must appreciate the efforts of our women that have been trying, and we must commend them. They should keep it up. Then one issue that we want to raise is these women belong to a group of people called rest. They are the head of the family. So these women come as a second citizen in the family or in the world. But it is unfortunate. Equal opportunity is being given to them by God because man was created, but God felt with man alone, things will not go on well. He decided to create a woman to be an assistant to man. If you look at in our activities today, someone will be at the helm of affairs and we need an assistant like government, a governor, we need a deputy governor, the president, we need a vice president, and the rest. So if those vice are not there, things will not go on well. So for the men to recognize that this set of people are important, so let those people be given a free chance to occupy their place. If this is done, everything will be well. But if women are left out, discriminated, then things are going wrong. They are well-to-do people in the society. So let them be given a chance by men to occupy their place as God has given them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Takuku. I appreciate you. Women should be given their own chance to occupy. Anyway, I don't think you mean, your analogy mean that they should only deputize them too. Maybe that's what you mean. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, good morning, my brother in the studio.
Thank you, sir.
This is Mr. Emmanuel calling from Yerwater Houses.
Okay, Emmanuel who?
Emmanuel Abba.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much. Happy Women's Day.
Thank you. Happy Women's Day to you.
All products.
Yes.
And for that, we are happy that a day like this has been declared to celebrate them. Well, I don't want to play. Can you hear me?
Yes, the network in Yelwata seems a bit unstable, or you are the major road, you are beside traffic also. So if you want to change your position so we can hear you better, that will be fine.
Okay, I actually look for a place to get a network here because the network here is reflective.
Okay, just go on. We can hear you. Go on.
Okay, so I said I don't want to play to the gallery, but to register my opinion, I want to state that as far as history is concerned, women has been a species of endurance. I mean, they are patient, they endure, they do all the dirty work for men, and that has made the society to be less conflict, to experience less conflict as far as the control of resources is concerned. So, the equality of these days that we usually yearn for would rather encourage conflict in the society. In as much as we are human beings, that we have that it is inherent in them to do it. Women always understand that yes, it will be very difficult, and for them to be an instrument of peace, they should understand and maintain that supportive role that God has placed them historically. Therefore, I congratulate them and I ask them to remain patient and endure to the time that the world will agree on a general note for them to occupy leadership position as far as the control of resources is concerned.
Okay.
Thank you and good morning.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Your conclusion makes me laugh when the world we agree on a general note. I'm wondering when, but that's okay. The advocacy is on, and we hope that we should agree on that general note. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us on Perspectives.
Yes, good morning, sir. My name is Tehide. I'm calling from OGRA.
Okay, go ahead, Tehide.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I want to start from the head before I come to because our leaders,
Tehide, the network at your end seemed a bit unstable. We can't.
former president talked about women. You will know that they don't care about women. He told his wife that his wife belonged to him. Yeah, ladies, women will have enough things. Okay, I will still go back again. There was one in those days. Is it the night of this men in Senate? They were fighting each other, and they didn't support. They didn't suspend any of them. And what happened to this woman? So we are not showing love to our ladies. We are not supporting them. The only thing we know, we drop them in the kitchen, and it's not right. That's my submission. We should consider our gay ladies, our wives, and support them. Thank you.
Thank you, Tehide. We appreciate your position. Anyway, diverse opinions. Let's take a few messages before we come back. This one says to celebrate women and tell Isaac, God is a woman. The gift of life astounds me to this day. I give it up for the women. She is the constant wind that fills my sails. Oh, that woman with a spy and a style. She will protect you like a child. The strength. Okay, Koi friend, thank you. You had this eulogy you have sent for the women. Anyway, my name is Ogeu Akobo Henry, texting from Saba Market, Makodi. I salute all women across the globe. Women Asha Boti. Women in Nigerian politics often face a double burden: gender discrimination and political suppression. Akpoti's persistence in fighting for her place at the table should serve as an inspiration, not just for the women, but for all Nigerians who believe in a fairer political system. Natasha Akpoti represents the future of Nigerian democracy, a future where competence, not connections, determines leaded out of their rightful victories. Natasha Akpoti is being cheated because she's a woman. The question remains, will Nigeria stand for justice, or will it allow the powerful to keep rewriting the people's will? Okay, Henry, thank you for your position. You have raised a poser there. I think it sounds more rhetorical than the question. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us on Perspectives.
A very good morning to you, Mr. Nathaniel Nongo.
Thank you.
Good morning, the guests in the house.
Thank you, sir.
I celebrate all the women, the ladies.
Thank
they
you,
are
sir.
the best. Congratulations.
Thank
Nikia Oliver is my name from a Bengal lady.
Okay, go ahead, Oliver.
Yes, I think the woman should be celebrated because without the woman, some of us that we are here, we cannot be here to talk. So these people, they suffer a lot for us. And they are the people that make the society to be strong. If you can come to the association in my community here, it's the woman that make the society to be strong. If you come to talk of the lives of Babu mothers, unique mothers, and the rest, even if you can go in the church, in the Catholic Church, we have the CW, the Catholic Women Organization. They are the strongest society in the church. And they always support the priest so that things will go on well. So me, I think more opportunity should be given to women so that they will continue to do more good things. And to people that used to beat their wives, I'm encouraging that they should stop beating their wives. There should be an understanding. Even if a woman commits something that is not bad, they should understand. Beating a woman anyhow just like a cow, I'm always against that. So please, women should be celebrated in a very good manner. Thank you, and God bless you this morning, sir.
All right, thank you, Oliver, for your position. Women should be celebrated. You took advantage of our airtime to advertise the women organizations in your village, but that's okay. So Women's Day, we are going to accept that. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm speaking with Teso Bawan here, and I could not bank to Sazi.
All right, Teso.
Yes. Let me first of all congratulate women as they celebrate the International Day come tomorrow. Yeah. I think I'm of people that women should be given equal opportunities, just that they are counterpart, especially in politics and other aspects of life. Women are making us proud. Look at our Francisca Mimoduga. She's been making us proud in Saudi Arabia in the game of football. She's making us proud, and other female players just like that. And academically, a lot of females that are making us proud. The likes of I don't think it's to say, but there are a lot of them. So they should be given equal opportunity, just like a male counterpart, so that our country will move forward. It should not be underestimated or but they should be given equal opportunities so that our country will move forward. There are a lot of opportunities and potentials in them. They should not be looked down. That's much. Thank you very much.
All right, Teso, thank you for your contribution. Thanks for calling. All right, women should be given equal opportunity. And of course, in every sphere of life, they are making us proud. You mentioned our sister, Francisca Ortega, international star who is doing very well in football. Good morning, thank you for joining us. Oh, at last, we're able to have women on the program.
I was afraid.
Good morning, welcome to the program. Happy International Women's Day to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
My name is Miriam from Makodi.
Okay, Marian who?
From Makodi.
Thank you, Marian. I'm wondering what is the full name of Marian and which part of Makodi Marian is calling us from.
Okay, I just want to emphasize on what you're saying this morning. A woman, she's physically and spiritually strong. If not for a woman, this world won't be a wide world because they're the one that give birth to children. So women need to stand their ground, to fight for themselves. They should not allow any man to intimidate them, to do them to treat them bad because they are the owner of this world. When they say her world, which means it's the woman that have this world. You understand where I'm going to?
Anyway, I'm not a woman, so let me stay on my position. Go ahead. We're listening to you. You make your position.
A woman is good in a society. Truly, like if a woman wants to rule, she rules with authority. You understand? She rules with authority. If a woman will rule, she will rule well because she knows what she's doing. When they say what a man can do, a woman can do better. It's something it's not a joke or anything. It's serious. It's something serious. What a man can do, a woman can do better. So we celebrate Women's Day.
Okay, Marian.
I'm not yet a woman. I know I'm a gay. I'm not yet a woman. But...
Marian, before you go, let me know your full name and where you called in from.
Oi.
Marian, you should have a surname, right?
Yeah.
So what is your surname?
Ikechuku.
Pardon?
Ikechuku.
Marian Ikechuku. Which part of Makodi did you call in from?
Okay, I'm calling from Naka.
But you said in Makodi, in Naka, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Marian. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you, sir. Happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day to you. You are a woman. Once you are born...
I'm not. I'm a lady.
Okay, you are a lady. Okay, we celebrate you, Lady Marian. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, Marian is being cautious not to bear the title woman yet. Maybe she's dodging the responsibilities of womanhood because being a woman itself is a job. Okay, let's take some more message and then we'll come back. If God remembered woman, how can a man forget woman? Women are the best. I am Agbacha Uge from Tomata. Okay, but women are an endangered species and determined and unwavering. Government should set aside some political positions for women, and women should be supportive of themselves. Omanchi Samson from Achusa in Makodi. God bless Agate Radio. God bless you too, Omanchi. Thanks for your message. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Mr. Nat.
Thank you, sir, for joining us on the program.
I greet your guests in the studio.
Yes, we greet you too.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Comrade Achini Oguche, calling from Modern Market Road.
All right, good to have you, Achimi.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate the women, which are our sisters, our mothers, and aunties, for this great day that they are celebrating beginning from today. Actually, the women, they are the problem of themselves, because woman in nature has the spirit of domination and subjugation. So they will not allow the women together, encourage themselves, support themselves, so that they can be able to strive in the society. In particular, I expect the women in the Senate there to come out and support their own. But you discover that they are not supporting themselves. They are not speaking against the intimidation and harassment of their colleague. The same thing is applicable to when they are vying for any political position. Women, they kick against themselves. They believe it is not me, it should not be anybody. In the offices, you see this crisis. Despite the fact that they have the number, they have the population, but they are not ready to cooperate with themselves. So they can be relevant in the society when they cooperate with themselves, support themselves, and try to be their sister's keeper. If not, we'll continue crying for women marginalization, crying for gender equality, which is not going to be possible. So they should try to clamor for gender equity.
All right.
Men will not allow gender equality.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you for calling. Thanks for your position.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, let's pause on the calls temporarily and come back to the studio. Mr. Sijo, you listened to many reactions of the callers, most of them in support of the women. But let's particularly, you wanted to respond to the concern raised by Professor David Ojime, who wanted us to expand more on the barriers to women's economic empowerment, especially in the rural communities. You like to speak on this? You have been working with women.
Yes, I want to thank all the callers that called to celebrate women. Indeed, I love Agate Radio. Why? Because you have a lot of listenership, and from all the calls we've gotten this morning, a lot of people out there are really celebrating women, in solidarity with the International Women's Day. I personally want to thank all of you who have called. Thank you for celebrating with us. And for Prof. David Ojime, yes, he spoke my mind when we're talking about how to empower women economically, especially women who are in the rural. You know, women in the rural areas, they are the larger number. Yes, they are the larger number. They do so much work that we do not realize. He spoke about women coming together to form cooperative.
Very
yes.
well.
Yes, that's
and also focusing more on their farming, on their following the politicians.
Those are the things we are encouraging. We encourage that hugely. Today, our local NGOs, that is exactly what we are doing. Savings and loan scheme or association for scattered around the villages. We have women coming together in groups, in 20s. They save. Is a revolving fund among the concept of VSLA from. It's international partners that came with it, but of course you can see that it's what we are already doing in our rural communities. He talked about years back. Yes, this has been going on, and it's just done now in a better way, in a more skilled way, in a more professional way. You know, I can go on to explain how VSLA run, but in our working, we really have to establish VSLA. That's the only way to encourage women to save funds, to work for themselves. So their funds work for them. And it's a personal effort by women that's brought about VSA Day. So I really want to thank Prof for that contribution. Other things we can do for women is to support women-led businesses through microfinance and grants. Grants can be given by government. Grants can be given by philanthropic individuals in the community. If you have excess fund which is lying out there, instead of digging a hole in your house and saving the money and it will rot and spoil and moth will eat it up, why don't you give it to somebody who is willing to start up a business? Entrust your money and have faith that she will be able to revolve the money, do business with it, and come back with your capital. Another thing I want to say is we have to encourage women to participate in leadership and decision making. Very strong force to reckon with. When it comes to leadership and decision making, women make for peace. Women are a pool when it comes to peace building. When it comes to communal crisis, when crises happen, women are a voice to reckon with. Women do not like trouble. And if you listen to women, a lot of crises can be averted. Why do I say so? If a woman hears of anything, they go to fetch water, they go to the farm, they are walking to go to the stream. Little things they hear about possible rumors of crisis coming, they hear it and they tell the men. It can be averted at that level because the woman have spoken. Her voice, if it is heard, it can be averted. Even when there are crises already, women have gone all out to fight for peace to be rebuilt in communities. This has happened practically in many places. Where I come from, Oju, there was a crisis between the Ibila and the Oju people. It was women that brought about peace because they went to the streets to plead. It was not a forceful thing. It wasn't a protest. It wasn't a protest. They pleaded. They came out in their black attire, head to toe, led by the wife of Adra Onyigede. She called on so many women, both from the community and from the urban. We converged. What did we do? It was a plea to the men that all our children have been sacrificed on the altar of war. How long will we continue with that? And our plea was heard. And before you know it, the crisis ended abruptly. So women make for peace, both in the home and in the community and in the township. So a woman can do a lot. I agree with all the callers that have spoken about supporting women, and that is why we are here today, to make that clarion call that you support women. Then we don't want to forget women who are in IDP camps, because these women, they face a lot of challenge, they are harassed, even when, it's because funders are intercepting and checking and guiding us on all these issues of sexual harassment, safeguarding them, people who are vulnerable. Otherwise, in time past, you discover that even when military people have to come into the camps to distribute things, they use force on women. They try to negotiate sex for food, sex for money, sex for everything, sex for drugs. That shouldn't be. That's harassment. That's a violence against women. It shouldn't be. So we should. Why the International Women's Day is very key is because we are telling women that you are a human being. That's the most important thing. You are not an item. You are not a product. You are not for sale. You are not a commodity. You are not a commodity. You are yourself. Be proud of yourself. Go all out to educate yourself. Be the best you can be. Do not allow any harassment from any man to weigh you down or to bring you low, to a low ebb. Go all out there and be what you can be. And for the callers who are talking about women supporting themselves, that is what we are out here saying today. Women should support themselves. Women should collaborate. Women should form network. Tangible networks that can bring results. Not women gathering every day to be buying wrapper. That is not what we are saying. If you gather, come out with a tangible thing. At the end of the year, at the end of the month, what is coming out of that meeting? It is not about coming to meeting to show off the clothes you have, to show the latest shoe you have, or the latest bag you bought. No. When women come together, you should have a focus. That meeting from the word goal should have a mission and a vision. So if you are a woman out there listening to me and your meeting, go back and internalize what we are saying. If your meeting does not have a mission and vision, if it does not have a goal that will suit you, that will help you, that will accelerate your voice or help you to be a better woman in the future, please pull out of that meeting. There are better and stronger meetings you can join that have a very good mission and vision. Why you should join them? There are some meetings that are maybe say a blender, say a grinding machine that she can make money economically out of. I know of women group who do that. At the end of the day, like this VSLA will talk about, you buy a grinding machine, you buy a garri processing machine, you are able to get something productive that you will use as an income generating activity for yourself. So if you go every Sunday for a meeting or every month for a meeting and that meeting is not useful to you, please pull out. My dear woman out there, pull out. Make yourself relevant in other meetings. There are several others. And if you're in doubt, approach people like us. We'll show you where these things happen. So it's not just to be a woman, you are here, you are there, you are making noise that is not meaningful. That's not what we're saying. You should have a target. You should have a goal. You should have an agenda. I tell women, you should dream. Joseph in the Bible dreamt. Joseph got to be the leader of his people in Israel because he had a dream. A good dream to lead his people. If as a woman you do not have a dream, like at the end of 2025, what do you want to be? What's the new position you want to find yourself? If as a woman you do not have a dream, then you have not started. Settle down. The good thing is that the year have just started. Go into your interior, dream, pray unto God. Let God guide you in your dream. Set out to be a better person at the end of a month. You should be attracting new things to yourself as a woman. That is what I have to say about that. And then for the men who celebrate their women, who abhor beating their wives, I want to thank all of you. I want to say, yes, GBV is not raining again. GBV is not raining again. Everybody should see how they can make peace at home, make peace with their family members, their wife. Be you a woman, there is no time for case management now. Instead, we need to move on and then grow to be better women and better children in the society.
Okay, our time is gradually ticking away. Let's engage, make a few more engagement, and then we'll come back and wrap up. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. Hello. Good morning. Okay, we lost connection with you. The line is still available, 0814-335-9292, 0814-335-9292. Let's take some messages that we have here. Good morning, presenter, with your guest. My take is women like those who have confidence and a voice to speak for them are destroyed by them with the help of men. Women should start speaking for themselves and standing up in solidarity for themselves. They are supposed to dominate this program, but we cannot see. Women should unite for their own good. Joe Kennedy from International Market in Makurdi. Okay, Joe Kennedy, thank you. That's your position anyway. That women like to fight for dominance within in collaboration with men. That's okay. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Nat, how are you?
I am fine, thank you, sir.
I'm John Aduku, radio in Makurdi.
Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Yes, the woman there, your guest, I thank her. She's very intelligent. During the IBB time, option A4, option A4, during the election, the one that was annulled, the Abiola that was annulled, women contested the election that time, and do you know that, to the surprise of all, a man is standing and a woman is standing. You know that women, they rejected their own womanhood and went and lined up before the men. You see, this is the problem we are having. Somebody mentioned what is happening in the National Assembly now about Natasha. I think there are about 4 or 5 women there in the National Assembly. What some of us expected them to do is to regroup, talk to themselves, and come out with one voice. I say, look, Senate President, this thing you are doing, you are not being fair towards this. You see? Okay, they are talking of rules of the House. Yes, Natasha is not the only first person that either she breathed or might have breached the rule of the house. The thing is going to the court. I know that, and she will be free. Now, the last election that passed, women came out, but their women folk didn't support them. They refused to support them. This is what I want your guest to tell us. What are the reasons why women will come to an election and time for election instead of them to vote for their women folk, they will go and vote for men? Can she give us a little bit of what is happening? Thank you, Nat.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you for calling in. We had spoken about that anyway, but maybe comment on that in 30 seconds. Then we'll move to give our concluding thoughts because our time is no longer there. I know much of the work you do is not politically inclined.
Yes,
but
yes.
you
Yes,
like
so
to.
I wanted to say that Natasha versus Akpabio's case is an extreme political conversation. But then I want to really make us know it's that some of us have not really maybe read the news item on
That is established. Yeah, John Adoku, like I mentioned earlier, we spoke about why you women. It was an argument which I said is in public domain. John Adoku is re-emphasizing that. Why is it that when women contest elections, you women don't support your own and then come out to cry foul?
Yes, that may be. But if you agree with me, I think that is changing with time. That is changing with time. The narrative is changing. But like I told you, that is why we're here today, telling women to support themselves. Where you see credibility, where you see knowledge, where you see experience, support it. Women will continue to fight themselves. We don't encourage that. I wouldn't know, but for me personally, if I see a woman who is into some category, but it's not the best way to go. Women should support a woman who is doing well in whatever field, in whatever sphere, if it is politics, if it is sports, if it is professionalism. We have a lot of women who are doing well. They are doing well. We have International Female Federation of Lawyers. They are all women. They are supporting themselves. We have the Medical Association of Women Journalists. We have Medical Association of Women Pharmacists. All these are women coming together. They are all women, believe me, coming together to pool resources and pool their force and knowledge together. And they are thriving. Like this morning, the rally I had to show, it's all a women group. It's women network. And we are all there supporting ourselves. That is what we encourage.
All right, our time is no longer there. So just give your concluding thoughts in 1 minute, please.
Yeah, so we as women, we are stronger together. Let us continue to be the voice for a change that we want to see in our families, in our home, because like I said, it's a worthy cause. Our ability to work together as women, to educate ourselves, to build ourselves, is what will make a better home, a better country, a better Nigeria, a better Benue State. So let's break the silence. But every woman should expose domestic violence or abusers like Natasha is doing. Don't keep quiet. On a day like this, we encourage you, any form of violence you see against women, please speak out. Do not keep quiet. Break the silence, and let's accelerate action for women.
Anyway, we have chosen to avoid too much of the issue of Natasha, because if we made it the focus of this program, that alone would be a discussion on its own. But Natasha will need to come and pay a gate radio for us to. Don't mind me. That's on a lighter note. Mrs. Joy Jewel is the Executive Director of Okaha Women and Children Development Foundation. She joined us on this edition of Perspectives with our focus on the International Women's Day 2025. We thank you very much indeed, Madam, for your valuable time.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
And happy International Women's Day to you once again. Dear you listener out there, we appreciate your listenership. We're always here because you are there for us. Thank you for joining us. And we celebrate the entire women out there. Join us next week, Monday, for a fresh edition of the program. I am Nathaniel Nongo. Have yourself a great weekend. Goodbye.